Deep into the bustling city of East Lansing, a place where community, culture, and most importantly, cuisine roam everywhere. With countless spots to get a good fix, whether it be Mexican, Chinese, or so on, it's obvious to all MSU alumni that the place has got you covered. But what's a food item that no matter the palate, no matter the preference, no matter the person, is adored by all? Hint, it also starts with a P. Pizza. No matter where you go, it's unavoidable. But that couldn't be further from a downside. Originating in Naples, Italy, pizza had a very rich comeuppance here in the States, from being served elegantly fresh out of a wood-fire oven with a fork and knife, to being delivered to your dorm room in the span of 15 minutes. But to be completely honest, nobody really cares. That topic has been done to death. Hey, if it was still the 16th century, maybe the competition between all these spots in East Lansing would lead to a hefty amount of death. Fortunately, these companies bickering on Twitter is about as close as it gets today. Cottage Inn Pizza on Grand River Avenue and Pizza House on Hagedorn. One smack dab in the middle of tons of activity, one right next to two of the largest dorm halls on campus, Hubbard and Acres. One more fast food oriented, available for delivery, and one more dine-in, where reservations may be needed when the place gets busy. But both are directly across the street from campus, and obviously, both sell tons of yummy pizza. Competition is naturally brewing, and while there aren't any cavalry battles, both still have a business to run. Rest assured, this is no simple how do these two places compare. It's time to look at the big picture.
So my personal impact on the campus is mainly going to be the fact that social media has created our brand. So because of that, I'm very well known to the kids. And then the other thing is that we engage with our customers. So for instance, on a Friday night, you may come up to the front counter. I may ask you your name. If I ask you your name, I'm going to give you my name. So what I'm doing is I'm engaging with the customers, introducing them to me, the owner of the store. And that creates the excitement for the brand. So between social media, engaging with customers, I think that's where our niche is. And I think that's where I have something where other restaurants don't. I sign autographs for them. I talk to them. I take pictures with them. They see me on the streets. They wave to me. If you don't engage with your customer and you don't, you need to identify with them, right? By doing that, you have something in common. When you have something in common with someone, you have a better working relationship. That relationship builds consideration. What sells pizza in East Lansing is consideration, not the product itself. How do I become the one on the list? You know, somebody will say, let's go get pizza tonight. They might say, let's get Domino's, Cottage Inn, or Pizza House. Well, there's a reason why they didn't say Little Caesars. Maybe they had a negative experience, right?
Jeremy Bates of Pizza House adds a ton as well, with a lot to say about his restaurant's humble beginnings.
We started off as a tiny little pizza shop. It literally was a house at 618 Church Street. So catering first in that aspect. That business model kind of became what we are today. So as we got really busy and there was demand for more space within the dining room, we expanded pretty quickly here. I think where we're at now is a place that still kind of has roots in delivery. We're a family sit-down restaurant that kids can come to with their parents when they're in town. They can get a pizza delivered to their dorms. We try to wear a few different suits and we try to do all of them as well as we can. A lot of what we do is from a business aspect, we want to be as interwoven with the community and university as possible. And that's part of why our advertising is our biggest part of our budget, just to kind of have a role and service everybody who's within the community, whether they work there or live there throughout the year.
To summarize what I think you probably need to understand, pizza's impact is with customer service. I think pizza makes an impact with preference, and I think pizza makes an impact with time of day. In my case, I run it with a passion. So everything we do here is with a passion. This is what I love to do. So that passion pours out onto the streets. My customers see that passion. My employees see that passion. So it makes us unique in that way. So when I talk about customer engagement, that's me demonstrating my passion for my industry, because I want every customer to have the greatest experience they can and make it a positive one. That's how I view it. So it's really the passion that makes our restaurant, I think, a little more special than the rest of them.
One thing that can't be ignored, well, anywhere for that matter, are demographics. As a business, it is essential to understand what type of demographics are being pulled in. While the answer to that question may seem easy here in East Lansing, the truth is these two pizza joints differ in more ways than one. Bates of Pizza House sees far wider than just the students, for one.
even for being next to a college campus, there's the overall picture for us. As far as the student population, isn't the biggest part of our demographic, on a lunch. As you get into dinner and afternoon hours, it definitely becomes more student-based. The student population is a huge factor for us. I wouldn't say it's the largest source of revenue that we have. I would say the largest source of revenue we have would be the local businesses, probably the university as a whole. Universities are a little bit more recession-proof than other businesses. And, if we're going to be harsh, colleges are a business. The college campuses are great because you have a huge population that comes along with it. Even if they leave for the summer, they're going to come back for school. Even when they graduate, they're going to come back for homecoming. And when they get older, they're going to come back and they're going to visit their kids. So
George Hoover of Cottage Inn shares a very similar sentiment, despite the differences in their establishments.
In the 80s and 90s, pizza would be a mainstay for everybody. But now with the revolution of DoorDash and Uber Eats, pizza plays less of an impact because we used to be one of the few companies that would deliver automatically. Now you have anything you want to as a resource. So if I focused on just the students, I would not be a successful restaurant owner. The students aren't enough to help the economy of East Lansing survive. It's about the entire community of East Lansing that makes this community what it is. So it's about 12 months a year, not about 8 months a year. It's about being here for every customer, the ones that live in the residence and the ones that live in the dorms. So my demographics go from 18 years old to 65, 70 years old.
While that answers a lot, here's the catch. What does the customer think? Luckily, these two locations have a lot of those, one of which being an MSU student by the name of Danielle. What does she have to say about these two places?
I believe Cottage Inn is very beneficial to me because you get more quantity for the amount that you pay. It has a nice environment, but it's more of a get pizza immediately type of situation instead of sitting in, dining in. Pizza House, you have that open space.
And that's only 2 out of the countless spots in town. While contacting each and every one may not be possible, as mentioned earlier, there's a much bigger picture to this. Similar to many others, Danielle here has a boatload of experience with the options at large.
I know pizza is accessible because college students are financially struggling. I guess the ability to have different quantities of everything that's well priced. Like for students, it's nearby on campus and they can buy a huge portion size for their roommates or if they're throwing parties or just to feed everyone. I would say there's a huge amount compared to everything else. There's a lot of Asian places, there's a lot of sweets and fast food, but there's a high percentage of pizza places and they get so much business. I'm guessing because they're really quick with what they have.
When it comes to college towns like East Lansing, food plays a massive role, but pizza is on a different level, impacting MSU campus as much as a food item logically could. While each one may be slightly different, impacting the campus body in unique ways, pulling in unique audiences, and so much more, at the end of the day, here's what matters most. Do they create a positive and fulfilling experience for the many busy customers they serve? You already know the answer to that question. Thank you for listening. This feature was written and produced by Nathan Orr. Special thanks to George Hoover, Jeremy Bates, and Danielle G for the interviews.